Jen, you are a long-time federal prosecutor. You left the U.S. Attorney's Office and the Justice Department. How does that experience help you when you represent high-profile executives in employment litigation cases?
Sure. Well, I've handled numerous employment litigation cases generally, but also in private practice, I've represented executives who are accused of some kind of unfair competition when they leave their company to go to a competitor.
If an executive approaches you concerned about exposure, how do you prepare that individual, that client, for either a deposition or a trial with that concern in mind?
Well, the key to that is to first look at the employment agreement and whatever they're called restrictive covenants there are in there, whether it's non-solicitation of customers or employees or non-disclosure of trade secrets. And once we've analyzed what those restrictive covenants are, we can best defend against allegations that they've been breached.
You mentioned restrictive covenants. Can you give us a couple of ideas of the cases you have handled for executives in employment cases?
Sure. I handled one case in which 5 high-level executives left one company to join a competitor, and each of them had an agreement with restrictions in it about working for competitors and disclosing confidential information. And 3 of those people, we were able to get their employment agreements completely canceled for various reasons, and we had a mediation where we negotiated a really good settlement that allowed them to continue to work with all of their previous customers.
Other than restrictive covenants, what are other topics you see in your defense of high-level executives?
I've handled a number of cases where there are allegations of what's called tortious interference, interfering with the previous employer's contracts or interests. That's a key one. I've also helped executives negotiate favorable severance agreements when they're looking to leave their current employer and go to another one, or when their current employer has asked them to leave.
If an executive wants to talk to you directly, how do these conversations between you and the potential clients, how does that work?
Sure. Well, if an executive is looking to explore a new opportunity, is concerned about any of these issues, they should call me, and I would be happy to have a free confidential consultation with them to work through all of these concerns and decide about the best way forward.